Department of Ethnic Studies has a long history of being involved in the community. In fact, as many of you know, we were started as a community demand. So working closely with the community is a high priority in the Ethnic Studies Department, and of growing importance for the College of Social Sciences, which has led to the position that I have now as Director of the Program for Civic Engagement for the College and Ethnic Studies faculty. Through such means as community research and service learning, we give students opportunities to enhance academic learning in class and across the disciplines, to become thoughtful, compassionate, and responsible leaders, to support the university as a Hawaiian, Oceanic, and local place of learning and research, to help further environmental and cultural stewardship, education, public policy, responsibility in our communities, and to contribute concretely to the well-being of the communities in which we work. Our students acquire the theoretical, methodological, ethical, and participatory skills needed to imagine and craft responsible alternatives to local, regional, national, and global problems. This panel is presenting examples of community engagement related to ethnic studies and supporting strong oceanic connections, addressing capacious issues and social change. Now, it's a very large panel, and that is because we needed to have all the stakeholders present and took advantage of adding an international component. We learn and work with the community, with the students. So we have strong community leaders on this panel, and we have strong student leaders as well. We are going to split up our panel in two sections, because what's happening out there in the community in some ways are more important than talking about it here. So Joakim Peter and Innocenta Saunkiko are also wanted at another panel at noon at Queen's, where they're going to help educate healthcare professionals about how to sustain health coverage for COFA, Compact of Free Association, migrants in Hawaii. So that is really important that we continue on that way. So we have three sections of the panels, logically. First, we have a section that is kind of picking up on what we heard a little bit about yesterday with Mau Pialok's ideas of creating an oceanic unity in some ways. So I call it "To Build Upon a Stick, a Bridge," which is a quote from Mau. Collaborating to overcome prejudice, discrimination, and improve community health and education among the peoples of Oceania in Hawaii. So we are going to have the panelists talk about the very interesting work that they are doing. That panel consists of Joakim Peter, who is a Ph.D. candidate here at UH in College of Education, but also still on leave from the College of Micronesia, Chuuk campus, where he is director. We have Innocenta Saunkiko, who is a community leader who is working with Kukua-Kalihi Valley at the Ha'ulu'aina project, but also has a past as a police officer, right? Yeah. Both extremely strong community builders and very influential in COFA-CAN and other strong lobbying organizations here, and keeping us at the university busy too. On the panel, we also have Puni Jackson, who is linked very closely to Innocenta and her work because they're working in the same place. Puni is a community leader. She's been the driving force in creating Ha'ulu'aina. That is a place where you combine working for community health, individual health, and improving ethnic relations. Finally, on that panel is also Kat Lopendan, student leader in the program of civic engagement and ethnic studies and anthropology major. She has been also very influential in creating some of our dynamic programs, including the Kaholova'a program that she's going to talk about. Our second component are two international guests. They are here because they're linking education other places with working in the community in Hawaii. So we have Mats Andersson from Österlen Folkhögskola in Tomelilla in Sweden and University of Lund, Sweden. He is every year bringing a class of students to Hawaii, and they spend about a month here and then do research in Hawaii and the Pacific. We also have Jay Erkenbrock. He's a professor at Matsuyama University in Japan, also regularly bringing students to Hawaii for pretty much the same purpose. After those two speakers, we're going to talk a little bit about assessments and reflections. We have Kanaloa Schrader, who is a student leader in the Malama Ina Upua'a and other Hawaiian cultural programs. He has a Kutani scholarship that is allowing him to do research into outcomes of the learning activities that we do in the program, which I'm very grateful for that. And Dr. Noel Kent, who has been in service learning with me for many years. He's going to talk about reflections on reflections. So I asked the panelists to do very brief talks. This is a mini TEDx style. And since they all have a lot to share, this is going to be hard, but we're going to try. We are going to start out with a panelist that's not here and whose time we can control. Kathy Jetnil. She is opening with a poem about ethnic relations in Hawaii, I would say.
Lesson number 1. Fucking Micronesians! That's my 7th grade friend, cussing at those boys across the street, rocking swap meet, blue t-shirts, baggy jeans, spitting a steady beetle nut stream. Yeah, that one's related to me. You know, you're actually kind of smart for a Micronesian. And that's my classmate, who I tutored through the Civil War, through the first immigrants, through history that always seems to repeat itself. Lesson number 2. Micronesians. Micronesians, as in small. Tiny crumbs of islands scattered across the Pacific Ocean. Too many countries, cultures no one has heard about, cares about, too small to notice. Small like how I feel. When woman at the salon, delicately tracing white across my nail, stops and says, you know, you don't look Micronesian. You're much prettier. Lesson number 3. Prettier, as in not ugly, like those other Micronesian girls who are always walking by the streets smiling rows of gold teeth like they got no shame, with hair greased and braided, cascading down dirt roads of brown skin, down shimmering dresses called guams and neon-colored chuki skirts, and I can hear the disgust in my cousin's voice. Look at those girls. They wear their guams to school and to the store like they're at home. Don't they know? This isn't their country. This is America. See, that's why everyone here hates us Micronesians. Lesson number 4. I'll tell you why everyone here hates us Micronesians. It's because we're neon-colored skirts screaming, different! Different like that ESL kid whose name you can't pronounce, whose accent you can't miss. Different like 7-Eleven, Walmart, Mickey D's, parking lot kick-its and fights, those long hours, those blue-collar nights. Different like parties with hundreds of swarming aunties, uncles, cousins, sticky breadfruit drenched in creamy coconut, coolers of our favorite fish, wheeled from the airport, barbecued on a spit, my uncle waving me over. Come, let's eat. Lesson number 5. Headline, no aloha for Micronesians in Hawaii. Headline, Micronesians fill homeless shelters. Headline, Micronesians run hefty healthcare tab. Quote, You know, they're better off living homeless in Hawaii than they are living in their own islands. Quote, we should have just nuked their islands when we got the chance. Joke. Hey, why did the Micronesian man marry a monkey? Because all Micronesian women are monkeys. What? Can't you take a joke? Lesson number 6. It's actually not Micronesians. It's Marshallese, Yappies, Chukis, Palauan, Kosraean, Pohnpeian, Chamorro, Kiribati. But when Hawaii insists on lumping us all together, when they belittle us and tell us we're small, when they tell us our people are small, when they give us a blank face, when they give us a closed door, when so many in Hawaii hate Micronesians, when so many in Hawaii hate us, lesson number 7, that's how I learned to hate me.